Hey guys, Stephanie here from Two Girls One Cut, and in this video we're going to show you how to prep a cup so that you can go through, add epoxy, and design it however you'd like. Alright, so some of the materials you're going to need for this is obviously your tumbler cup, and you're going to need a little bit of sandpaper. I prefer sanding blocks. It's really quick. I get one that has medium to fine on there, but you can also use sanding paper. This is 400 grit, and you can use 400, 600, 800. You can use 200, 300. I wouldn't really go low on that grit because you don't want to tear up the cup. Now, if the cup already has a finish on there, some of them are like colored with this plastic dip almost, you want to sand that off completely so that it doesn't peel. This is just plain stainless. There is a big debate on whether or not you do have to sand first. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes if it's just a plain stainless cup like this, I'll just clean it and then not sand it. But I know that's not best practice if you look at a lot of people who want their cups to last longer. It's just better for the paint and the epoxy to adhere if it's a little bit gritty and you take some of the sheen off. Plus, some cups are sprayed with things that protect the stainless, and that can interfere with the spray paint and the epoxy adhering to the cup. So that's something to consider as well. Now, I have used cups in the past that are colored, and maybe I want that color to show through, so I definitely want to use the lighter grit just to rough it up a little bit without actually damaging the color that's on it. You're also going to need something to clean your cup. When I'm in my room, I don't have water in here, so I just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and then wipe that down. You can also use the blue dish soap, like Dawn dish soap. Soap it up, clean it really well, and then let it dry. So to get started, what you're going to do is take your sanding block. I do highly recommend, especially if you're sanding over top of epoxy or something, that you wear a mask, even if it is just a light medical mask, something like that. But I'm not going to do a bunch of sanding right now without that. So basically you're just going to come over it. This one's just plain. We're just going to hit it a little bit. So we've gone over the whole cup. That's literally all you have to do. So when it does come down to the sanding debate, do we do it? Do we not do it? If the cup is just stainless, what was that, like 30 seconds? Now we're going to just spray some of the rubbing alcohol on the paper towels and then wipe this down. So now you do want to be careful not to touch this cup. Look how much sanding stuff came up on that. You're going to be careful not to touch this cup because the oils on your hands can interfere with the ability of spray paint and epoxy to bind. Typically, if you're seeing a lot of fish eyes in your epoxy, which is like little wavy ripples, that indicates that the epoxy is being repelled for some reason, and that is usually because of an oil, such as oils on your hands, oil in the material used to coat the cup, or any of the things that you put on it. If you use an oil-based paint or tack it, something like that, it can repel. So the next step here then, depending on what you want to do, is simply spray painting over your cup or using tack it and holographic glitter. It's up to you, but that's the basics of how to prep your cup. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel, and we'll see you next time.